Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Micks, Mowers, and today is Monday and I've got Riley boy off school today.
No.
You're not at school, are you?
Actually, Actually, holiday.
Yeah.
Actually, I
When he went on holiday he saw his teacher, that's what he's trying to say. So yeah, he's off school today, he's got a bit of a cold, so we're having a day at home. So what better way to have a day at home than to spend it in the shed and to try and get some lawnmowers up and running. So a quick slurp of the old coffee. Yummy?
Yeah. Daddy,
Okay, so a couple of things. Went to car boot sale just the other day and I picked up this little cookie. This little cookie. Let me show you. Picked up a picked up a jet wash. It's from Halfords in the UK. No, I can't tell it was unplugged. Wasn't a lot of money. I think I paid 20 quid for it.
Daddy.
And it was brand new in a box, never been used. Yes, buddy.
I said, Daddy, house. I said, poor house.
You're not very well, are you?
Poor house.
You went to see Auntie Tall, didn't we, as well, yeah. So I picked that up. That was quite cool. 20 quid, and as I say, it's knocking on in age, but it's never ever been used. So it's just ideal for blowing off lawnmowers, cleaning the old kennel out, things like that. So that's cool. Did that. Bought these off of Amazon. I felt a bit cheated, to be fair. I wanted a pair of a plier set.
Daddy,
yeah.
what's that?
I'll show you. I wanted a plier set, and that's what they sent me. I didn't read the description of the dimensions, or it wasn't on there. These are supposed to be long nose pliers. They're in fact no longer than my nose. They're a kid's set effectively. They're no good for nothing really. So I felt a bit cheated with them. However, they might be alright just for fiddly little tiny bits and pieces. Yes, mate.
What was this one?
I've already shown that one off. That's my calipers.
Why?
I already have. So I've got a little set, but as I say, they might be right just for little tiny bits and pieces. So we never know. But I've also bought this. Now this I saw on.
Puzzle.
Go over to a fella called Bruce Pinder. I'm sure his name's Pinder. He's over in America. I'll try and put a link up the top right hand side now. He does lawnmowers exactly the same as me. He's out in Canada.
Here?
Yeah, up there, yeah.
Where?
Up there.
Where?
No, up there.
Where?
No, looking. Up there.
Where?
Yeah. I'll put a link to his channel. He's really cool. He's a retired gentleman and he does lawnmowers, stone blowers, snow blowers, he does trimmers, he does weed whackers, he does everything in his garage, so it's really cool. But one of his subscribers sent him one of these, which I think is brilliant. It's got a little tiny catch on the bottom, so you can hang it. It's got a magnet on it, so you can have it stick to something. It won't stick to there because it's too much of a round shape covered in oil, but it'll stick to it.
Daddy.
Yeah.
What?
There's Poppy. Yeah, she's come say hello.
Hi.
Hi, Pops.
Daddy, Poppy.
Good job. And it's a little tiny rechargeable LED strip light. It's got three functions. It's got the main function there. It's got a, you can see that? It's got a, my dog's under my tripod, so I'm going to go for Burton in a minute. It's got a dimmed version, and then it's also got one on the end as well. And it's just ideal just for getting into little tiny places like this. Just look inside ears and what have you. It's absolutely brilliant. Fully rechargeable, a USB port there, and it just, you know, it just does everything it should do. And I saw it on Bruce's channel and I was super impressed. I thought, well, for I think it was about 6 quid off of Amazonian, I thought what a good little light that is, because sometimes you want something just to sit inside, you know. And these other ones, I've got another one somewhere else. You can try. I've got a big round one somewhere, and it's all right, but it just doesn't fit into the areas you want it to. Right, I'm going to show you. That's it. That's it. Is it stuck? Turn it on then. That's it. There you go. Let guys see. Put it on there. Now stick it on Daddy's toolbox. Like you had it. That's it. There you go. Fantastic. So that sits on there like that. So super happy with that. Pass it, Daddy. So super happy with that. I think it was 6 quid off of eBay, off of Amazon. So and the make, it doesn't look for the makers. I think it's COB or something like that. So a good little work light. You can literally just slip it into a little grooves where you need to get to, just to illuminate your area. So bought that as well. That's pretty cool. I've got a bloke from Honda ringing me back very shortly about the No parcels. We've got some coming soon. Yeah.
Who?
We've got some coming soon. I'll show you.
About a boy.
I've no idea. I've got a 553 Pro Honda out there, and the wheel fell off of it. I'm trying to locate the new part. Roy's boy did try and help me out yesterday, but it looks like the part numbers that he found are not going to fit the 2003 model, so I'm a bit niffed about that because the price range is considerably different. But however, the lawnmower come to me as a free part X, and it should go for some really good sensible money when it's up and running, so I need to get it up and running and fixed. So that's what's been going on here. Today I had two choices. One would have been the Nobody Loves Me video that I keep banging on about that I haven't done yet, which is a champion lawnmower, which needs a paint job. Or I can do a heart transplant engine swap on another lawnmower. I had a Husqvarna come in just the other day. It looked good, the engine run, but the drive didn't work. I sorted the drive out just by adjusting the cable. Unfortunately, the deck is absolutely shot and it's no good and actually unsafe, so I can't use that. However, I do have a donor deck. Yeah, donor deck. The engine on that one has got a bent crank. I know it's bent because it came to me last year. I repaired it, repaired the blade, replaced the keyway, all that sort of good stuff. But the blade, the crank is bent and it does vibrate. However, the fellow was happy to use it the way it was. So, but I've since had that back. He's bought it in as a part exchange and bought another mower off of me, and he's given me back that one. So although the engine is good, the crank is bent. So I'll take the engine off, put that to one side, and it'll be good for spares, or if I find a donor crank for it, I'll put a new crank in it. So I've got two motors the same, slightly different engines, but it should be compatible for each other. So I'm hoping to make one good one out of two naff ones. So that's the idea. And the Husqvarna, the grass boxes will sell for good money and all the bits and pieces, so that should be good. So come on, Riley, without further ado, let's get down and dirty and let's check out these two little tiny lawnmowers. As you can see, the deck is shot, absolutely smashed, no good for anything. The deck is absolutely gone, so that's no good for nothing. However, I'll just fire it up very quickly. It comes with a grass box. As I say, I can probably sew the grass box on separately. It's got a bit of a hole and it tries to sew up, but a Husqvarna grass box should go for a good penny as it is on its own. I'll just fire the old girl up and give it a couple of primes. I don't want to run it for too long because it is smashed. And then over the other side here I've got a what's this one over here? A McCulloch lawnmower. That's got a bent crank on it. That's no good for nothing. Just wants too much work doing to it. However, looking at the two, and I've measured the decks and they're the same size. They're pretty much the same all over. So I'm going to try and put that engine onto there, the handles onto there if they go, and we'll go from there. Right, so the first thing to do is to get the Husqvarna in, I think. Have a Husky in and take the engine off of it. Start to strip it down. I want to take the engine off. I'm hoping that this height adjustment will go over. So I want to try and take the handles as well. So I'm hoping the whole lot will go. If not, I might be able to use the height adjustment to just move the cover. It looks like it goes in roughly the same place. So I'm going to try that. We'll see how we get on. So this one in first, engine off. Right, we'll spend the next half an hour watching Riley put this up in the air. Come on, Riley, pump away.
Hey.
You. Come on, pump, pump, pump. Let's have it up. We'll get it up in the air and then we'll tip it up on its side and start to have this engine off of here. Come on, Riley boy, keep going. Burn them muscles, keep going. Come on, up more please. Right, we've got the lawnmower up on the stand now after about 3 hours of Riley pumping. So I want to get my forceps in, and I want to get a flat-headed screwdriver. Sorry for the view of my back. Just have a full service on it as well. I'll take this off. This is the air filter cover, and the air filter is absolutely faulted. Let's add it. Shot the bits, and if I can see the fuel, which I can, that would be about there. Now the lawnmower can go up on its side. I'm gonna get a closer inspection of what this actually looks like underneath. Yeah, it's absolutely shot. So it's not even weldable. We got a split here, that's gone, and a big tear down here, holes here. I dare say if I pressure washed it, it'd reveal a lot more. So let me remove the spark plug HT lead. That's got to come off. I want to remove the blade, remove the free mounting bolts, and take the engine straight off. That's the idea. So I've got my impact gun. I'm hoping this is not going to be the same as the other day, where it's going to be well and truly on there. Let's try a 14mm first off the bat. What's that? Is that 13? Yeah, it's a 14. Let me get a dizzy die. Let me get a dizzy die. Here's my dizzy die. That's the name of my hammer, and someone will appreciate that. That looks like it wants to go on. That's a good fit. Into reverse. Lovely. That probably won't come off now because that's well and truly on that bolt. I'm trying to get a bit of a tap. Come on, die. That won't come off there yet. I might have to punch it out from the vise. Alright, I've done the punch a bolt out. I want to get into here now. What have we got? Holds these on. There's a bolt to go all the way through the engine. I'm guessing it'll be about 13 is what I'm guessing. Yeah. I'll take that one just slightly out. I want to hold the engine in place. There should be one here. The bolt's all taken off. Sorry for my air compressor cutting in, but that's what it does. That's its job. Put this tool out of the way. Bring the lawnmower back down. It's not easy because you guys are right in the way. Okay. Right, let's have a look. So that now, technically, all bar the belt assembly. There's a belt. I might have to remove that little cover as well. I think I might have to go back up again. This would be annoying if I do. No, I don't. It's coming. It's just getting caught up on a few components. There it goes. don't want to come forward for some reason. There it goes. There's the engine. Engine is now out. Around this side, just got a dead man's cable to remove. Pinch the two little tiny claws in. Push it back, take it out the housing. That's that removed. I want a 10mm bolt to run off the top for the pull cord. I'll get that done. Right, I've removed the pull cord holder that holds the pull cord on. Dead man's been removed, and now the engine will now just lift straight up and out. So that's that engine out of the way. Forceps have just fallen off.
Away.
Hang on, buddy. Just trying to balance this engine so it don't fall over. That's it.
Away. No.
Right, so I'll put this one outside and we'll deassemble this lot a bit later on. And we'll go from there. Okay, donor lawnmower's now in. As you can see, it's in much better condition. A bit of paint flaked on the front. I can probably just touch that over. Get a bit of a coat of paint or a spray or something. That should be fine. But it's a solid deck, so I'm much happier. So this one, I'm not be quite so forgiving. It's got to come off. So it'll go up on its side. Try and lean it up against that desk would be good. There we go. Just about holds it on there. HT'd off again, which is hidden away in there. I might lose a bit of fuel and bits and pieces, but I'm not really worried of this engine because the crank is bent. So let's get the blade off of this one. What's that on there? What's that? That's a 13. I've got up one. 14mm. Get my dizzy die. Air lead. Will that stick there or not? I don't think it will. It might do. I'm spilling a lot of fuel on over that. But like I say, I'm not overly concerned. Let's take that off. It looks like it's actually the same boss on there, which is I'm happy about. I get my 13mm, run all this lot off. Same as the other one, 30mm bolts, undo the three, and I'll come back. Right, same again. Push them two in, pull that out, and up the top end to remove the pull cord assembly. 2 ticks. Now the funny thing is that this actually, at the moment, all the components are exactly the same as a Husqvarna. Pretty much identical. Even down to the pull cord catch that holds the pull cord on. But the annoying thing is that because it doesn't say Husqvarna on it, it's not going to fetch the same money. And you know, you be a judge of which. One's Husqvarna and one is a McCulloch. So this is definitely the cheaper version, but pound for pound it's the same thing. Right, that's all done, that's off. So now this engine technically should lift off. I might have the same problem as before. No, I haven't, because the boss has come off. So that engine can be broken down for spares, bits and pieces. I'm hoping that I can put the other engine straight on top in a minute. I'm going to clean it all down. There's a boss to it there. The shaft should be all exactly the same. I'll get a good clean off and I'll come back. Right, so I just removed the drive cover, just one screw here. And unfortunately this whole setup is slightly different to the Husqvarna one. Ever so slightly, it's just a slightly wider hole, so I can't change the axle over, which is what I wanted to do to keep the drive system, but there is still room for me to remove the handlebars and put the height adjustment on for this, keep this system on here, but put on a new set of handlebars, which is what I want to do, put a new set of donor handlebars on it. So that's okay. Next one I want to do, I want to take off all the paint that's needed, but where it's rusty, take it all off, and it's just coming off. I'll remove the belt, I'm going to sand this all back, treat it for rust, and then I'm just going to literally, I'm not going to paint the whole deck, literally just going to patch in where it's rusty. Put some rust treatment on first, then some primer, and blend it all in so it looks nice. But that's the idea anyway, and we'll go with that. Right, that's now been treated for rust. I'll let that go off. As I say, I'm not overly concerned about doing the whole deck. It's just this front section, so I intend just to literally prime this up, give it a bit of a prime. I'll just move this wheel side so the paint's good behind it, just down the side here. I'm going to be spraying in black anyway, so it won't make a lot of odds. This isn't going to be a perfect job, it's just a touch up. So that's now been treated for rust, as I say. I'll give that about half hour, 45 minutes to go off. It's all been grinded back and what have you, to the best of my ability. And then I should give that a bit of a prime, and then just a blast over with some black paint. It's got a high gloss, and then I should give it a lacquer as well. I may give the whole lot of lacquer once I've cleaned it all off and got rid of all the dirt and grime. But as I say, I'm not looking to do a complete deck on this one. When 3/4 of the bodywork is fine, and just literally just wants that front section done. So that's what I should do, just to improve the look of it, and that's all it is. It's just to improve the look. So I've got a lawnmower out the front here. That's not sold because the deck is just paint flaking. So there's not much sense in completely restoring this one if it just needs that one section blown over. So let's give it half an hour, and I'll come back to you once that's cured off, and then we can look at rubbing it down a little tiny bit and starting to paint it back up. In between that, I'm just going to clean this engine off with a bit of white spirit cleaner and what have you, just to get all the dirt and grime off of it, and I can give the whole lot one good lacquer over top just to blend it all in. Right, that's starting to go off now. I've just rubbed down the sides here just to try and stop this step from appearing. And what I'm doing, I'm just going to prime it very quickly. I'm going to put a bit of card down on the sides here to stop a bit of overspray. It's a bit of a rough job, I'm afraid, but that's what it is. And then I should gloss it and then lacquer it on top. So just want to give about another 20 minutes, half hour. It's had about 20 minutes already, and it's near enough dry. Yeah, prime it, gloss, and then lacquer, and then that should look half sensible. Right, that's had the first lot of primer and also the first coat of black. And it's not too far out, so by the time I lacquer this all up, it should pick it right up and near enough match it all in together. So that wants about 20 minutes to dry that, and then I should come back. Okay, because the drive system is slightly different on the Husqvarna, I can't change it over, so I've got to keep this handle set up. I've just put in a bolt here and a bolt here, which is missing because this was separated up, and now it's a lot more solid and doing exactly what it should do. So next, once I've done this part here, I'm going to come up here. I'll just be sanding down these handlebars and give them a lick of paint as well, just to tidy them up as well. This is now due to have its second coat of black. I'll get on to it now. I'll come back. That's now had its second coat of black, and I've just gone slightly above it just to try and feather it in a bit more. And then once that's fully dried, I'll then give that a couple of coats of petrol resistant lacquer, and then we should be in a position where we can then start to put it all back together, and hopefully it'll all go back together nicely. Right, that's now just gone just past tacky. If I touch it, you can just see my fingerprint and it fades away. So I would say that's the best time to apply the lacquer, because it lets the lacquer bond. I'm using some petrol resistant lacquer from good old Halfords, and I'm going to apply this to the whole mower so it puts a shine back on this mower again. So that's had just one coat of lacquer on it so far, and if I hit it with a good light, you can see it really does reflect well all over. So all it was just dulled off. So just by applying some fresh lacquer to the whole deck, you can see it picks it right up. So I'll let that dry right off now, give that 15-20 minutes. I'll come back and give it a second coat. Okay, that's now had its second and final coat of lacquer, and I've also sprayed the top bit up here as well, just a box add-in. So that all looks quite nice. Almost another 20 minutes just to dry off. What I'm going to do once that's dried is I need to check the belt to see if the belt's the right size. If not, I might take the donor belt off of the Husqvarna, because this belt is a bit perished, to be fair. It's not doing what it should be doing. Put the cover back on, engine on top, and then we can start to reconnect all this lot back up. Okay, so the Husqvarna belt is the one this side, and this is the old belt. As you see, this belt is really thin. It's probably designed to be like that, but it is slightly longer. So I'm going to go for this belt, and this should give us a bit more drive to the system. It goes through there, onto that there, and then that will sit onto the pulley. So I think that'll just be a better belt, full stop. So that'll be okay. What's next? I need to at least put that onto the pulley system, onto a boss first. I think once I get the engine up on its side. The boss should be pretty much the same as what's on the other one. I'm just conscious not to do too much with this yet. I don't want to rush it because I don't want to ruin the bodywork. So I'm going to give it the half hour it needs to let that go off before I start mucking about with it.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there. Right, so that's the engine now loosely bolted. I wanted just to double check the pulley system on the lawnmower, and looking at the differences between the two, I would say that these are actually an exact fit, because this is a boss off of the old one, and this is the blade off of the new one, or the Husker, and they are exactly the same boss. So that's good. Just need to double check the cutting depth to make sure the cutting depth is fine. But I won't be able to do that until I get the blade on, so I can check to see if the depth is low enough. Just want to feed this belt now through the gap and onto both pulleys, and then I can put the belt guard back on. So that literally just goes through there. It's got to go underneath the belt, the blade boss, back up on top. Fit it to the blade boss first, and then actually no, I can fit it to the drive first, maybe. Get the belt on, and I'll come back to you. Okay, so I've now got the belt on. This is the newer one. So when I now engage the drive, you should see this lever down here operate. I won't touch too much because some of it's a bit wet. Yeah, that's now operating as it should. Lovely. Good. I can now start to reassemble some of this. Let me bring you over here so you're not right in the way. Put you about there somewhere. So I've got a dead man's handle cable which is over the other side. It's got to come down through on top of the handles. Now bearing in mind this is pretty much like for like, this engine, so does that fit into there, will it? Tell me it doesn't. If not, it'll get drilled. Oh, it does. That goes onto there now, and that should then operate the dead man's switch, hopefully. Yeah, it does. Happy with that. I've got some zinc spray. I'm going to trial on this. It doesn't say high temperature. Let me go and get it. Here it is. It does not say high temperature, which is my only concern. But it's a zinc. Because it's got zinc in it, it should be fine. But it's got silver for exhaust. So why would you paint an exhaust silver if it wasn't heat resistant? It doesn't say anywhere on here that it's heat resistant, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. So I'm going to take this off and then give that a bit of a spray up. Right, engine is all on, exhaust is just drying. I'll put the blade boss on and the drive cover, that's all on. Interestingly enough, this is the Husqvarna blade and this is the McCulloch blade. I don't know if you're seeing any similarities. but they're exactly the same blade, exactly. Now this one has got a wallop in it. It's where it's been hit, so that's no good. Just goes to prove that you're paying for the name. You know, this one will probably sell for about £80 to £100 less than the Husqvarna one will, only because it says Husqvarna on it. So it's exactly the same setup, full stop, and nothing differs at all. Just going to run this on the grinder now, put an edge onto that because it hasn't got a very good edge at all, and then I should fit that to it. Right, exhaust guard back on. Yes, Riley boy? Well, because Tor's at work, that's what it is, buddy. No worries. He's getting a bit stressed out, but he ain't very well anyway, so got to cut him some slack today. So exhaust is on now. There's no guard for it. I'm just going to put some black spray across here, and before I tidy the engine up and what have you, I just want to make sure it runs. So I'm going to put a new air filter on. I'll check the oil, all that sort of good stuff. We'll have it outside and we'll try and run it up, see what happens. Right, so new air filter to go in. I need to get myself a dustbin in here. Oh, I can put my stuff away. I've got a bag, but that's about as far as it's going at the moment. So brand new air filter. That's going in there. That'll help loads. The old air filter was absolutely smashed. And again, I'm going to put lacquer, clean this up and put lacquer on this as well, just so it picks it up. Still waiting for my NGKs to come in. Should be here any day. It takes so long. I did order them on a Friday, so it's a weekend as well, so that probably don't help. Let's just check the oil very quickly, see what that's looking like. Have a quick little look. I've got a grass box for this as well, so that all goes on. And it's showing no oil.
Hey, Daddy.
Yes, buddy?
You're here. It's Tor.
Oh, talking like, hi Auntie Tor. You have to go indoors because of the Wi-Fi. If you go indoors and do it, then the Wi-Fi connects up, buddy.
Yeah, Tor.
He's really not doing very well today. Let's get a bit of oil. I found the bigger funnel as well the other day, which is handy. So bring you up a bit, see what's going on. Put a bit of oil in there. I ain't got any. Let's start with that first to see whereabouts we are with the level. I don't think it's absolutely rock bottom, but it ain't good. So the old air filter looked like that. As you can see, that's absolutely mullered. No good for nothing. That goes in the old trash bin, which I'll just keep throwing on the floor, which needs to go into the bin. That's better. Right, let's see how that's doing. Where's my dipstick? Here it is. Come on. Oh, we've got some oil in there now. And that's reading just under half, so I had to put a bit more in. It wasn't low, but it was definitely adding. Have a check to see how the oil's doing. I don't think I'm far off. Yeah, happy with that. And it's just above that mark there at the top of my nail there. So that's good. In fact, I'll probably drop off if I've revved it up a bit. Right. Well, it's looking better already. Let's get it outside and let's try and get it fired up. Right, and there it is. I haven't fired it yet. I've just put a grass bag on. And as you can see, it's picked up that front end beautifully. It looks better than what it did. There's the old poor Husqvarna. Right, let's. I've had to put a microphone on because it is touch windy out here. Let's put that on. Like that. Any fuel? Not a lot of fuel. Let me grab some fuel. Be a bit careful because that lacquer's still a bit wet. That should be enough for now. So we've got oil, new air filter, we've got a bit of juice in there now. Let's give it some pumps. See what happens. It says engage drive. I'm not quite sure how to disengage the drive. That's the only problem on this. So you gotta flick that dead man off to turn the drive off. Not warming up, it's not fully warmed yet, which is weird. Weird. So I need to look into that. But hey ho, from where it started about an hour and a half ago this morning, grass box is in good nick. All the height adjustment all works as it should do somehow. So drop that down, push that up. It goes right up high too. It's a decent mower. Thin wheels on it. Yeah, quite happy with that. It looks apart. So I'm happy with this one. I'm going to list it probably up on eBay. Just as bits. I should take the front drive axle off. That's worth about 30 quid to anyone. I'll take the back wheels off. I'll take the handlebars off. All the assembly and cables, all that sort of stuff. The deck can just be scrapped. But it's worth bits, definitely. So that's cool. So I'm super happy with that actually. That looks quite good. All the way around, it's picked it up and tidied it up, so ready for another year's cutting. It's just got to have a new spark plug put in and gapped. I should take the pull cord assembly all off and blow it all out once that lacquer's really cured overnight, and then it's good to go. Do I keep the Husqvarna sticker on it, or do I take the McCulloch off? Problem is, it is a McCulloch, and it's got the badge on it, but it's a crossbreed. I may just leave it all on so it tells a story. But yeah, good to go. Okay, so another good little fix. I'm quite pleased with it. So it wasn't supposed to be a total restoration, nothing like that. It's just literally get the lawnmower up and running, presentable for another sale, and that's what it's all about. Could have used a bit more primer on the front end possibly, but it looks good, and with another good coat of lacquer on there, it's come up quite well. For drive, it looks like you have to flip the dead man off to disengage the drive. I don't like that sort of that sort of theory. I may look into trying to put a Husqvarna drive connection on it, but the cable is different, so that's where I'm going to struggle. But however, it's up running, and for a good little donor lawnmower that's around the side, not doing a lot, it's all up and running. Just goes to prove, as I reiterated earlier on, is that you're only paying for the name. Those two lawnmowers are pretty much exactly the same, all but a couple of small components, but there you go, you are paying for the name. So is that a good little fix, Riley boy?
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to talk about?
Are we tall?
Hey?
Are we tall?
What, you talked to Auntie Tor?
Yeah.
What, on the phone?
No, it was.
She's at work. What, she have to say anything?
It say talk dice.
She said, go and talk to the guys, is she?
Dice, I told tall.
Talk to Auntie Tor, yeah. He loves his Auntie Tor, don't you?
Daddy.
Yeah.
But for you,
What did Auntie Tor give you yesterday?
I eat what?
What did she give you?
Egg.
An egg.
Daddy.
A late Easter egg. Because we, yeah.
What taught you?
That's what I'll talk later on. It's not a problem, buddy. Don't sweat it. It'll be fine.
Daddy.
Yeah.
What taught for boy?
Roy's a boy. We'll chat to Roy's a boy, but he has just rang, so no doubt
Does he?
he wants to have a natter. He's on his phone. No doubt he'll want to have a chat in a minute. We'll ring him up in a bit, not a problem.
What taught Dada?
Give us 2 minutes. We'll talk to Doug as well. Anyway, that's one other thing. A massive, massive shout out to Doug Sweener over in the
Daddy?
USA. Yeah,
What's that thing?
Doug Sweener.
I want where's out?
Doug, shout out. Shout out. No, shout out means say his name. No, it's not a bad word. Shout out. Not the other word that you're thinking of.
A dog.
Yeah, Doug. So a massive shout out to Mr. Doug Sweener. We know you're not very well at the minute, Doug, and we know you're struggling, but just keep going, buddy. Get your bum out of bed each day, get the food down your neck, and just do what you can do within your own criteria, mate. But we are thinking of you over here in the UK, and we hope that all our love and all of our sort of positive vibes are reaching you over there in the US. So keep fighting, Doug. Don't ever give up. Hashtag Small Engine Nation forever, my friend. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Micks Mowers. And me and Paulie Riley will hope to see you all again very, very soon. Do you want a cold?
Yeah.
Not very well. I can feel how warm you are. How warm you're touching my body. You're very, very warm. So we're due to go and do the Ellie run. We're going to pick up my niece Ellie from school very shortly.
I will come.
You can come if you want to come. Of course you can come.
Daddy.
Yes, buddy.
What camera can we do?
Can a camera come? Camera can't come. What I think of doing next time is doing a car boot video, because I went to car boot the other day and picked a few bits up. I might take you and Riley with me around a local car boot just to see what we can pick up and what have it. Maybe I'll pick up an old lawnmower and try and get that going. That's quite a good little video. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Micks Mowers. We hope to catch you all again very, very soon. If you liked the video, if you found it informative, please don't forget to like and share it as well. If it's your first time watching this video, don't forget to tap the subscribe button if that's something you wish to do, and also whack the bell, and that will tell you when I've released a video, and you'll get a little notification. A little bell, yeah, on YouTube. Yeah.
I got a bell.
You got a bell.
It.
Apart from that, we hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll get this video uploaded and get it sent out to you all. Until then, take it easy.